What's going on, guys? It's Coach King. Listen, if you've been trying to qualify for any type of loan, whether it's a home, car, student loan, credit card, personal, business loan, what you don't know is that most lenders are using what's called the FICO 8 scoring model. So FICO, which is the Fair Isaac company, which was started some time ago, I don't even remember. Most companies, most lenders use this scoring model to qualify you to see whether they want to lend to you or not. So it's very important to understand how the FICO 8 scoring model works and other models that FICO utilizes. Why? Because once we understand how these scoring models work, we can use them to our advantage depending on what type of loan or line of credit we're trying to get. Now let's take a look at how the FICO 8 scoring model is set up. I put a few bullet points here so that we can take a look. So the FICO 8 scoring model is basically a base score, which measures pretty much how much risk you are, whether it's gonna, when it comes to paying your bills on time. And this again is why payment history, payment status is so important, and why paying your bills on time every month, especially if they report to the credit bureaus, is very important, because the FICO 8 scoring model that the lenders use place a heavy weight on whether or not you are a risk factor for paying your bills. And at the end of the day, that's what credit extension is all about. If I'm going to extend you some money, I want to know that you're going to be able to pay it back on the day that we agree, right? The other thing that the FICO 8 scoring model focuses heavy on is high use credit cards. Again, I'll get into this in a little while, but you want to keep your credit limits or your usage under 10% of your limit. Like I said, I'll get into this, but know that when you have credit cards that are running high balances, you're damaging your score according to the FICO scoring model. And this is where it's really weighted at. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to these categories. Again, the FICO 8 scoring model penalizes excessive late payments. So if you have one late payment here or there and you have a good payment history, it's not really going to mess you up. There are ways that you can reach out to your lender with a goodwill letter, maybe even a phone call, and let them know of whatever financial hardship you're going through, medical hardship that you're going through. You are negatively impacted by COVID-19 and you've got one late payment. We could definitely help you get these off. But the FICO scoring model penalizes excessive late payments. So if you have a lot of late payments, if you have running high credit card balances, if you, like I said, if you look like a payment risk, you're really damaging your score. The FICO 8 scoring model also minimizes what's called piggybacking, or what a lot of people like to do or use, which are authorized user accounts. Now, authorized user accounts serve their purpose. You can use them when you need them, but just know that when it comes to the scoring model that most lenders use, it's not really weighted that heavy, right? And it actually minimizes the impact on your overall score. The last thing that you want to know about the FICO 8 scoring model is, like, if you have collections that are under $100, they will not consider it. It only considers collections over $100. So if you guys have collections on your credit report and it's less than $100, don't get too don't get too crazy about it. So I hope that this helps you guys as well, right? No one knows exactly how FICO uses its scoring model. It's like the big secret, right? But what we do know is that your credit score is calculated based on 5 factors, right? And these 5 factors tie into the other FICO bullet points that we had listed, right? So the first factor that FICO considers is your payment history, which makes up 35% of your overall credit score. When you break this down based on the FICO scoring model, which is from 300 to 850, we're talking about a total of 550 points, right? That we're measuring, right? So 35% of 550 actually comes out to 192.5 points. So this is why payment history, again, this is for payment history. This is why paying your bills on time every month is so important. This is actually the highest percentage of the overall pie. And again, there are 5 factors, right, that go into this overall pie that make up your credit score that they use. And 35% of it represents the most out of the pie. So this is why payment history is so important. One late payment can drop your score 50 to 100 points, depending on what kind of account it is. This is why you always want to pay your bills on time. Like I said, if you guys are having problems with your late payments, reach out to me. I'll give you guys some tips, possibly help you guys get those late payments removed off your credit report, get those accounts that have excessive late payments removed off your credit report as well, right? So the next factor that, you know, goes into your score, and it represents 30 overall percent, is going to be your credit usage, right? Or your credit utilization. This works out to actually 165 points, right? So again, tying back into that list, that bullet list that we had before, FICO places a heavy weight on these 2 categories alone.